Hi, welcome to Carrie Creates Cards. Come along today and have some fun creating. I hope you enjoy watching. Please like and subscribe. For today's card, I'm going to be trying this texture paste that I made in a recent video. But I've had a very good tip from one of my subscribers called Beverly. And thank you, Beverly. Beverly said that when she made it, she added some Brusho. Well, she made up the Brusho liquid and added it, but she said that also maybe you could try the Brusho powder. Well, I'm going to try the Brusho powder today to colour the texture paste. And I'm going to be using a 5x7 card base, and I've cut this down 1/8 of an inch smaller just to work on. So I'll also be using this stencil and this pretty Lavinia stamp. So I'm just coming in. I had covered it with cling film, so I hope it'll be okay. I didn't have an airtight container, but yeah, it seems to be fine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a bit of that texture paste in here to this little ramekin dish. And looking forward to trying this. And I'm going to come in with the Brusho powder in leaf green. So I'm just going to, as you can see with these powders, it doesn't even look green when it first hits. There's so many different colour variations going through them. But I'll give it a mix. And yes, it's turning green. I'm going to add a tad more. And as you can see, the colour is developing further. Still haven't found my palette knife. Excuse my dog for barking. I think the postman may be around. I might just go in and make it a little bit darker again. And I did like the way the soft colours of the last card that I made, but if I'm honest, I hadn't set out to make them that light. But I was happy with the outcome all the same. But there we go. That's a nice green colour. So I'm going to come in now with my card. And I'm going to pop this little stencil over it, just kind of, might do this corner actually, just kind of randomly. Just going to come in with my knife and spread that out over it. And this little stencil, in case any of you ask, it was one that I got off of a magazine a few years back, so probably can't be got, but I do remember there was, because of the coffee bean here, there was like a coffee cup die that came with it as well, that I still have there in my stash somewhere. But I think this side of the stencil is very, very pretty. So let's see how I'm going to manage this now. I'll pop it down here, get some more of that texture paste. just going to sort of scrape it. Scrape back the excess. Very pretty. Now I may have to reconsider the stamp. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can pop a bit of it down. Just around the middle area there. Get a bit on my knife first. And let's just see if I can do it without creating too much of a mess. It's not so bad. Yeah, it's not exactly what I had in mind, but it's quite nice all the same. But I think I may come in with another one. Let's see. So I'm just coming in now with one of these deco stencils by Crafts and Sensations. And I think I'll use the leaf one today. So, let's see. I'm going to start over here. Now I'd like to, as I said, add the stamps. I want to leave space for that. Still don't have my palette knife. As I said, I can't find it, but I'll have to make do with what I have. So I'm going to pop this down over the stencil. Let's see if I can be neat and tidy. I'm liking the colour that this texture paste turned out. Just don't want to go past the edge if I can at all avoid it. Yeah, that's not too bad. Oh, very pretty. I had a quick go with this one with a different stencil, but even though it is beautiful, I covered too much of the area basically. And I'm going to have to just wash this off so I can use it again. Yeah, it only took a second really to rinse that off. So next I'm going to see if I can pop this down. Maybe that would be nice there, but I need to come over to the edge. Yeah, I think that might be all right. So I'm really going to have to invest in one of these little palette knives again. I know they're very inexpensive, but I hate having to replace stuff that I already own. And I'm usually very careful with my craft stuff. But anyway. So let's lift that up very carefully. And yeah, that looks very nice. I'll have to move it just one sec. Let's give my hands a wipe off first, and I'll just come in and pop that out of the way. And there we go. So next I'm going to give that some time to dry fully before I come in and do the next stage. So it's taken quite a while to dry, so I'm just going to come in with my heat tool and go over it to make sure that it's dried properly. So yeah, I think it's dry enough anyway for what I want to work on next. If you'd like to see how I made this handmade, homemade texture paste, I link it at the end of the video and you can have a look. Quite easy to make. It was the colouring of it the last time created a bit of a mess. I think this time, thanks to Beverly, it's a lot more successful. Now, so I'm just coming in now with this little fairy house by Lavinia Stamps, and I'm going to pop it down on my acrylic block. And I think I'll use the Rainforest by Versafine Clair. So I'll ink that up well. I think that's going to create a lovely background for the card. So I'm just going to come in now and I'm going to pop that down there. And there we go, perfect. Yeah, I'm delighted with that. So I'm just going to come in now with mini Pipin. And I'm going to pop him onto my acrylic block. And I'm just going to ink him up in the Twilight Versafine Clair. Rid of that in case it smudges, and in fact that potentially could be a disaster. just waiting to happen. Let's see, be a bit more careful this time. Yeah, that's better. So I'm just going to pop Pipin down there. Lovely. And I'm coming in with these little slender mushroom minis, or mini mushrooms by Lavinia. And pop that down in my acrylic block as well. Have that card base there behind. I don't know, am I going to, yeah, might be nice. So I'm just going to use the Shady Lane. It's a lighter green shade there. And just pop a couple of them around here and there. I've decided that I'd like to put a little sentiment on this card, and I've got this that came from Papercraft magazine there a few weeks back, and I think as little houses on it, I might use all the best in your new house or home sweet home. Let's see, what else does it say? Yeah, I think all the best in your new house could be an appropriate one. And also I'm going to use one of these little dies to cut that out. So pop that down on the acrylic block. And let's see. So I have a spare piece of cardstock here, just leftover piece from something. And I'm going to ink my stamp up in the Versafine Clair Nocturne. And I might just buy a piece of paper. Well, it's the first time using it, so let's hope it's okay. If not, I can just stamp it again anyway. Yeah, that doesn't seem too bad. Yep, one of them will be fine. Just coming with this little die set that I got from Amazon some time back. And let's see, that one is too small. Yeah, I might come in and stamp it again actually on the back, just to allow a bit more room. There we go. Yep, I'll run that through my die cut machine now. So just pop that through the die cut machine, and I'm just, well, pop it out of the back there. There we go. I'm just going to pop a bit of double-sided tape onto the back of this. And just come in and pop that down on my card base. Yeah, I think that's okay there. Just need to be careful with the texture paste that I don't squash it. Some of it is quite thick. So next I'm going to decide where I want to put my little sentiment. And I'm thinking just there will be good. So I'm going to pop a bit of foam tape on there. So I'm just going to cut a bit off of that because it's a little bit too wide. Pop that on the back there. And yeah, I think that kind of breaks up that line as well that I wasn't crazy on. The stencil wasn't big enough to do the whole card. Best way really would be to have a larger stencil and then you could just fill in the areas that you wanted. But look, it worked anyway. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me make this card. If you have, please like and subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching.